Hey guys, it's Leo from Team Ragnarok, and today I'll be bringing you a Nubatama deck profile from VBT11. Going off with the starter first, we have Stealth Dragon Midoi. It's just a generic starter, it's just what I prefer to run, you can play whichever one you want. Into the grade 3s, we have 4 Demon Stealth Dragon Shiranui Oboro. He has a skill with Counterblast 1 and discard 1 from your hand. You choose an opponent's rear guard or a card in their drop zone and bind it. Then you create a Mask of Domination token in the rearguard behind your vanguard. Then the token gets the bound unit's grade, abilities, power, and critical. So and it can even attack from the back row. To go with that, Oboro has the skill, continuous during your turn. If you have 2 or more cards in your soul with Shiranui in the card names, it gains 15,000 power. And for the battle that your domination token attacks, it can drive check. So pretty useful overall, because this won't have a boost most of the time when you're calling a token. It can hit for a number just with that skill. And backing that up, we have 4 Stealth Dragon Shiranui. He has an axe skill. When he's in a vanguard circle, you can discard a card from your hand and search your deck for Demon Stealth Dragon Shiranui Oboro and ride it a stand and shuffle your deck. So you can potentially exchange a useless card in your hand to superior ride and Oboro and even get your protect marker. Also on the rear guard, to help accelerate his continuous skill, when it attacks a vanguard, if you have a vanguard of Shiranui in its card name, it can gain 10,000 power until the end of turn. And at the end of that battle, you can move it into soul, draw a card. You can also choose up to one of your opponent's rear guards and return it to their hand. If you return the card, they choose a card in their hand and discard it. Pretty nice use overall, because it can draw you an extra card after using it, accelerating his continuous skill to active straight away if you already superior rides. Also removing an opponent's rear guard off the board is pretty big, and gets you more targets in the drop zone later for Oboro's skill. And last grade 3 we play is 4 of Stealth Rogue of Prescription, Mizukaze. It's more of a finisher card, like when you have enough grade 3s in Soul. When placed, you can Soul Blast 1 grade 3, and during that turn, your opponent cannot call cards of the same grade that they have already called to Guardian Cycle. So say they guard only your attacks with like a critical trigger, they can no longer call grade 0s to guard your other attacks that turn. Really good to like just end the game, because you have 4 attacks overall, like including your termination token. We'll move into grade 2s. We play 1 Stealth Dragon Genkai. Haven't really found this card to be that great most of the time, because it's just during your turn, if you have a token unit, this unit and the token unit both gain 5,000 power. Then when it's placed, I can choose one of my rear guards and it gains boost until end of turn. However, if you don't choose this unit, you have to soul charge one. So that's a random soul charge in a deck that doesn't really need to, because you accelerate so much. However, we do play 4 of Stealth Dragon Furai. I have really liked this card in testing. When placed in a vanguard, your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand and discards it and then draws a card. If the discard of the card is a grade 0, you draw a card. So what this basically means is, if they discard a grade 0 to avoid you like having a good target for Shiranui like early on, you immediately draw a card, which is good for you, because you're cycling through your deck to get your combo pieces. If they don't discard a grade 0, it means you have a decent target for Shiranui to dominate as a token. The second skill, Vanguard Rearguard, when it attacks, we can counterblast 1 and return another rearguard to your hand. And then one of your units gains 6,000 power for the end until the end of turn. Also, if this unit's on Vanguard Circle, you get to draw a card. Pretty nice to go along with its first skill. Just allows you to hit for a number by itself without boosting as well. Plus removing your units off the board against decks like Vanquisher or anything that just has removal. And next we have 4 Stealth Dragon Magatsu Gale. Pretty sure everyone knows what this does. It's just your draw a card and get 6k, and then bounce a unit after it attacks on the rearguard. It's also extra soul fuel, I guess. Moving into grade 1s, we play 4 Sakura Fubuki. It's your discard one, and if you have 1 or less cards face in your damage zone, you get to draw a card, and it can countercharge 1. Pretty good on a flipper, because you go through counterblast pretty fast in this deck. The next grade 1 we play is 4 Stealth Rogue of Apportion, Sadamune. The reason we play this is we don't actually have the promo searcher for Shiranui yet, so this is the next best thing in my opinion. One place at the Vanguard, you look at top 7 for any Shiranui card and add it to your hand. So ideally you want to add the original one, because you can superior the borrow that way, and have one Shiranui card in your soul already. Also has a rearguard skill. When placed, you Soul Blast 1, your opponent discards a card and then draws a card. Then this unit gains the power equal to shield of the unit they discard. So pretty useful, because if they discard a trigger, like, it'll just get really big. If they don't, you have a good target for Shiranui Aurora to make a token out of. And the last grade 1 we have is 4 Stealth Beast Katara Kitsune. It's your grade 3 searcher. Continuous skill is pretty okay too. It becomes 13k if you have a token unit, so more often than not that's just active. Yeah, plus all of these can be bounced and reactivated through the use of Magasu Gale and Furai, which is really nice. And into our trigger units, we play 4 heals, played a 1 regular draw and 4 draw sentinels. Found it really nice to have 5 draws in this, because you want to draw into your combo pieces, allowing you to go accelerate your deck a little bit faster. So I don't want to go overboard with 6 draws, however, since your domination token does drive check, and you would probably deck out a bit too fast. So we play the 7 critical triggers as well, which is just help round out the offensive. That's pretty much all I have for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.